8 seconds. That is the gap between the moment a football struck a piece of FIFA's only equipment suspended above the pitch and the moment Jude Bellingham scored the goal that changed the course of England versus Norway at the 2026 World Cup quarterfinal. 8 seconds. And somewhere inside those 8 seconds, a rule that exists in the laws of the game, clear and unambiguous, written in plain language, applicable to every match on every pitch anywhere in the world, was missed. By the referee, by his assistants, by the VAR team in the review room whose entire job is to catch exactly this kind of thing before it becomes the goal that decides a World Cup match. The ball hit the spider cam wire. Norway's goalkeeper saw it happen and pointed upward immediately. Norway's manager saw it from the technical area and pointed upward immediately. Haaland, standing yards from where it happened, saw it and reacted with the visible fury of someone who understood in real time what it meant. And the referee did not stop play. The VAR team did not intervene, and 8 seconds later, Bellingham scored the goal that leveled the match at 1-1, that forced extra time, and that ultimately sent England to the World Cup semi-final after a 2-1 victory. Norway are eliminated from the 2026 World Cup, and a piece of FIFA's own camera equipment suspended above the pitch by FIFA, owned by FIFA, operated by FIFA for FIFA's own broadcast purposes, may have changed the entire outcome of their tournament. So what actually happened? And how does this become the most extraordinary VAR story of a tournament that has already produced more VAR controversies than any World Cup in history? Let's go through the sequence precisely, because the timeline is everything. Norway were leading 1-0 in first half stoppage time. The scoreline was holding. Norway's goalkeeper, Ørjan Nyland, took a goal kick, a long pass punted forward. The ball, instead of traveling the distance it normally would from that kind of delivery, dropped short surprisingly. It dropped short because it hit the spider cam wire. The spider cam, also known as the sky cam, is a camera system suspended above the pitch on wires attached to the stadium structure. FIFA uses it at every World Cup match to provide aerial coverage, overhead angles, broadcast shots from above the action. It is FIFA's own equipment. It is not a part of the stadium in the way the posts and crossbars and corner flags are. It is a camera hanging on wires above the field of play. And when a ball strikes it, the laws of the game are explicit about what must happen. The whistle goes, play stops, a dropped ball is awarded at the position where the ball struck the outside object, the goal kick is replayed, effectively, whatever happened after the contact is void because the ball was no longer legally in play from the moment it struck the wire. The laws of the game treat the spider cam wire the same way they treat a referee who is struck by the ball. If the ball hits the referee and goes to a player who scores, the goal is disallowed. The ball goes to an outside agent and the incident is replayed. That is the rule. It has been the rule for as long as outside agents and suspended camera equipment have been present at football matches. And there's a precedent from this very continent, from this very competition structure, from just last summer. During Canada's Gold Cup group stage match against El Salvador, a ball struck a spider cam during play. The contact was visible. Debris flew from the sky. Nobody could miss it. The referee halted play immediately. The decision was made correctly and quickly. That is what should have happened. In Miami on July 11, 2026, at a World Cup quarterfinal, it did not happen. The ball hit the wire and dropped short. Elliot Anderson picked the possession where the ball unexpectedly fell because it had been deflected from the trajectory of the goalkeeper's kick by the wire. Anderson set the passage of play in motion. 8 seconds later, Bellingham scored the goal. The referee awarded the goal. VAR reviewed it. VAR had one job in that review: check the goal, check the buildup, identify whether anything in the sequence leading to the goal was an error requiring correction. The spider cam contact was exactly the kind of error VAR was designed to catch. An incident in the attacking phase of play leading to a goal is part of the VAR reviewable incident. Mark Clattenburg said that explicitly on live broadcast. He was not offering an opinion about whether it would have been nice to review it. He was stating the rule. The contact of the ball on the camera cable is part of a reviewable incident. An attacking phase of play leading to a goal is part of the VAR reviewable incident. VAR did not intervene. The goal stood. England were level. Clattenburg said something else that went further than most refereeing experts are willing to go in public when talking about their colleagues in an active tournament. He said he personally thought FIFA should have acknowledged the error rather than doubling down on the technology stance. He said he could completely understand Norway's frustrations, and he said it was an error, not a judgment call, not a marginal decision where reasonable people can disagree. An error, not a judgment call, not a marginal decision where reasonable people can disagree. An error. FIFA issued a statement, and the statement they issued is the detail that transforms this from a bad refereeing day into something that sits alongside everything else this tournament has produced and demands to be understood as part of a pattern. FIFA said, the VAR footage available did not clearly and conclusively show the ball making contact with the overhead camera cable. They said the VAR team did not have access to footage that definitively established the contact occurred. They said the standard for VAR intervention is conclusive evidence, and that standard was not met. Read that again. FIFA's own camera equipment. The spider cam that the ball struck is operated by FIFA. The wires the ball hit belong to FIFA. The camera system suspended above the pitch at every World Cup match is there because FIFA put it there. And when the controversy erupted, when Norway's goalkeeper and manager and players were pointing at the wire and the footage was being reviewed by the VAR team, FIFA's position was that the footage from their own cameras did not clearly show the contact. FIFA's cameras did not capture what FIFA's cameras did. The external broadcast footage, the shots captured by independent television cameras covering the match for broadcast purposes, showed the contact clearly enough that it was being shown on live television before halftime was complete. Commentators were discussing it. Analysts were replaying it. Mark Clattenburg, watching the same footage that viewers at home were watching, saw it and said clearly that the whistle should have gone. But FIFA said their footage was not conclusive, the implication being that the specific angle or angles available to the VAR team inside the review room did not show the contact clearly enough to meet the intervention threshold. And because VAR cannot act without conclusive evidence, the goal stood. That standard, conclusive evidence, is the same standard that has now generated controversy across multiple matches at this tournament. Egypt's second goal against Argentina was disallowed by VAR for a foul in the build-up that a former FIFA referee said should not have prompted VAR intervention at all. 2 Norwegian penalty appeals were waved away today. Now a goal stands because the footage from FIFA's own camera system doesn't clearly show what footage from other cameras at the same match does show. The laws of the game are not ambiguous about what happens when a ball strikes an outside agent. The ball is dead. Play is replayed. Full stop. The only question was whether the contact happened, and the footage from independent television broadcasts showed enough that it was being discussed as a clear incident on live commentary before the halftime whistle had been blown. Norway's goalkeeper Nyland pointed upward as soon as it happened. He knew. He saw it. He experienced the ball dropping short in a way that had no other explanation. Norway's manager, Ståle Solbakken, was on the sideline pointing and attempting to explain the situation to the fourth official before England had even celebrated. Holland was not happy, and his reaction was visible across the broadcast coverage immediately. All of them knew. The goalkeeper who kicked the ball knew. The manager watching from the touchline knew. The players on the pitch who saw the ball fall short of where should have landed knew. And the referee and the VAR team, equipped with multiple camera angles from FIFA's own production, did not catch it. England went to extra time at 1-1. In extra time, Bellingham scored again. 2-1. England are in the World Cup semifinal. Norway are going home. And the arithmetic of what happened is this. Without the spider cam contact, the ball travels the distance of a normal goal kick. It does not drop short in the area where Elliot Anderson collects it. Anderson does not set the attacking phase in motion. Bellingham does not score in stoppage time. Norway carry their 1-0 lead into halftime. The psychological momentum of the match is entirely different. The second half begins with Norway ahead and defending that lead, not with England having equalized at the death and carrying the energy of a late goal into the break. Whether Norway would have won from that position is unknowable. Football cannot be played backwards. Results cannot be hypothetically replayed. But the goal was not legitimate under the laws of the game, and the VAR system that has intervened at this tournament to disallow goals for fouls buried deep in build-up sequences several seconds before the scoring action did not intervene to stop a goal that followed directly and within 8 seconds from a ball striking FIFA's own spider cam wire above the pitch. That inconsistency now joins the list. Egypt's disallowed goal, the Balogun red card reversal, the handball in Mbappe's goal build-up against Morocco, the non-penalty for the Tchouaméni hold in the same match. 2 Norwegian penalty appeals waved away today, and now a goal that stands despite the ball striking FIFA's own spider cam wire 8 seconds before it was scored. Every one of these incidents has an individual FIFA explanation. Taken separately, each explanation is technically defensible inside the specific rules being cited. Taken together across the course of this tournament, they paint a picture of a VAR system that is not being applied with any recognizable or consistent logic, and that is producing outcomes that an accumulating number of expert voices, former referees, former players, elected lawmakers, and national football federations are describing as errors. The Norway Football Federation will file a complaint. That is not a prediction. It is the logical conclusion of a tournament where every nation that believes it was wrong by a decision has filed a formal complaint. And Norway's case is objectively the most clear-cut of all of them. The rule about outside agents is not a judgment call. It is not a subjective threshold that different officials might assess differently. It is binary. The ball hit an outside agent or it did not. If it did, play stops. The footage from independent cameras suggests it did. What do you think? Does the Spider Cam controversy represent the clearest and most unjustifiable VAR failure of this entire World Cup? Or do you believe FIFA's position that their footage was not conclusive enough to meet the intervention threshold is defensible? And, with England now in the semifinal having benefited from a goal that should not have stood under the laws of the game, do you think their path to the final will carry the same asterisk that now follows Argentina's tournament run? Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe for complete semifinal coverage, and share this with every football fan who watched that first half stoppage time goal and felt something wasn't right before anyone had explained why.